The Vanitas prints present a series of visual problems to the viewer. At first sight, they resemble 17th century Dutch still life painting, yet they're actually the result of very contemporary photography. They are about flowers which are overtly dead, but seem very, very much alive. They are hyper-real, and sometimes the scale makes the viewer feel like they're Alice in a very, very sort of strange wonderland. What led me to making the Vanitas prints? I suppose a response to the selfie and the idea that everyone now is a photographer, and yet a disappointment with many of the images that are created in that way. And I thought that it would be interesting to retreat into the studio to use contemporary software and photographic techniques, but to try to create singular images that were mesmerizing and powerful. Technically, the prints are made using a variety of techniques. One, a technique often used by landscape photographers to take a series of images of the subject and then later stitch them together in a seamless sort of panoramic. Another is a technique used on a much, much smaller scale, often by people photographing insects or very, very small things, where there's a very, very slight depth of field. And it's impossible to photograph the whole subject and get it in focus all the way from head to toe. The technique that they employ is to take a series of photographs at slightly different points of focus and then use computer software to extract just the bits that are in focus from that stack of images. And that creates a hyper-real image. So some of the larger Vanitas prints have up as many as 9 different frames and as many as 150 different images in a stack within that frame. So they could be as many as 1,500 photographs creating a single image. Once I've actually done the photography, they are post-processed using Photoshop and layers in order to desaturate some areas of the image, make other areas really vibrant. And so the image emerges from the combination of these different techniques. I suppose one of the things that motivates me making these images is the response of so many different kinds of people to them. It's almost as though they're mesmeric, that they enchant people in a way. And seeing that happen has been really interesting for me and has affected the way in which I've developed the ideas and particularly the scale of the images.